I think this is probably my author copies for Neighbours at War, and I am so excited. I do apologise for how I look. I have no makeup on. I was about to start editing when the postman delivered these, and I can't wait to open them, and I thought I should record it. And I'm also about, after this I'll be taking the dogs out for it, so please excuse the state of me. I could not wait. So, look at the size of this box. It's huge, it weighs a ton. So, here we go. Oh, that's so satisfying. Oh. I loved writing this book. This book is my second book set during the occupation. I have my great-grandmother's real home in it. I have my great-aunt's real home in it. My great-aunt's home is where the Neighbours live. Let me lift this and show you. Oh gosh, if I can. Look, aren't they gorgeous? Oh my God. Thank you, thank you, thank you, HarperCollins. And thank you, Charlotte Ledger, who actually asked me to rewrite the first half of the book. Which I gladly did because I trust her instincts, and I know this book is so much better for it. Look, aren't they gorgeous? Aren't they gorgeous? Put that there. Oh gosh. It says, when everything is at stake, how far would you go to save your neighbours? Oh my gosh. And I've got two gorgeous quotes on the back. So one is from they're from two lovely author friends. The first one is Glynis Peters, USA Today bestselling author Glynis Peters, a recommended read for historical romance readers. Thank you, Glynis. And the other one is from lovely Andy Newton. I've never met Andy in person, but we've chatted a lot online, and I like Glynis's books. Hers are my go-to book. She brings that book, I immediately have to buy it and read it. And lovely Andy Newton has said, Deborah Carr has a way of transporting you to another time and place. Memorable and atmospheric. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, HarperCollins. And the NetGalley reviews are coming in, and they're so much better than I even dared hope. I loved writing this book so much. It's set during the occupation. I've dedicated it to my darling husband, Robert Carr. He died last August. And he was wonderful help with my research. He loved the island very much and its people, and he was incredible about history and loved researching, and was wonderful with my research. As I said, I've been lucky to bring in my great grandmother's home, and also my great aunt's home. Her home was right next door to my great grandmother's during the occupation, and the Hamills, the neighbours in the story who help Helen Bowman, that's the home where they live. I've written an author note in the back, and in it I've also thanked very much Stuart Nicol at Jersey Heritage for kindly giving me permission to use which you'll see in the back of the paperback if you buy it, to use the occupation registration card photo for my great aunt Eileen Perkins, but also to use the occupation registration card for a lady called Laura Fredericks. Now, a couple that I thank very much in this book are Laura's son and daughter-in-law, and they came to me a couple of years ago with their story, with Laura's story. They were researching Laura's life, and they asked if I'd write her story, and I said I write fiction. It's not something I do. I write fiction, but of course I have written my Mrs. Boot series, inspired by the life of Florence Boot. And when I thought about it, I thought actually it's a fascinating story. It's a story about a young East Ender, in this case Helen Bowman, who discovers she's unmarried, she discovers she's pregnant, and heartbroken basically runs away from London and her family and comes to Jersey. In my book, Helen goes to stay with her aunt. So my story, as I say, it's inspired by Laura being unmarried and pregnant at the beginning of the war and fleeing her home in London to come to Jersey and being trapped, essentially, and having to go into hiding, and various things that happened to Laura. Actually, little scenes that I put in this book I've included because, and some of them might seem a little far-fetched, but they're absolutely not, and I speak about them in my author letter at the back of the book. Author note at the back of the book. But this story is fiction. It is not Laura's story. It is inspired. The character of Helen Bowman is very much inspired by Laura and what happened to her. And I'm meeting her son Robin and daughter-in-law Heather next month. We're all going to get together, and also going to meet with another lady, Sue, whose mother helped hide Laura during the war. So it's all very, very exciting for me, and obviously nerve-wracking because I hope they like the book and what I've done with my inspiration from what they've told me. So I'll have to wait and see, but they're lovely people. But Stuart Nicol, I'm so grateful to him for allowing me, for giving me permission to put, it's quite an author note in the back about various other people that were at those homes at the time, and yeah, I also, what else have I got in there? Yes, I've also thanked my niece Amanda Goddard, because she's got 2 little children, and my little children are now 32 and 29, so I can't remember what it was like to have a baby. And she very kindly, so baby Bobby in the book, she very kindly answered my questions and helped me with that. So yes, I've also managed to tie in Florence Boot, who was then Lady Trent, her home. And her home, Millbrook Manor, which is now Villa Millbrook, is actually in this book, is where it was requisitioned by the Germans. She wasn't here during the war, she was with family in Scotland, I gather. So yes, again, that was something that her great-granddaughter told me, and I thought, actually, that's an incredible home, and it ties in lots of ways to the story. And I love putting a lot of I certainly like including real places and settings, because I've been surprised and very honoured to discover the people actually travel, and they've come from as far as fields America, which is just so incredible for me, to visit locations in my historical novel. So I'm really, really touched by that. So if you read Neighbours at War, I hope you like it. And thank you to everybody who helped bring this book about, helped inspire me, and help keep me boosted, really. And mostly thank you for all the locals who were here during the occupation. It's our Liberation Day on Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know what day it is today. Sorry, that's Claude scratching. Thanks, Claude. And we celebrate our liberation every year here on May the 9th. And the book ends during liberation. There's a couple of lovely scenes during liberation in the book, because I thought that actually worked quite well. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching this. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up, and do leave any comments and ask me any questions you might like to. Thank you very much.